What if I told you the thread that connects Nigerians and Ghanaians wasn't just in our food or music, but in our bloodlines, in migration stories, and in shared survival?
There is a fishing community in Nigeria called Calabar. It rings a bell, right?
Yes.
About 10% of the population over there are Ghanaians.
Wow.
Family there.
You have family in Nigeria?
Yeah, in Nigeria. They are
Where?
in Lagos.
There is a place in Nigeria called Ile-Ife.
Yes, I
We went
know.
to. So people were brought in from Nigeria to help in developing this community as well. So it will interest you to know that we have a particular place in here called Jamestown, Alata.
I found that thread here in Jamestown, the oldest part of Accra, where forts from colonial days still stand guard, and I met a 12-year-old boxer training since age 3. This isn't just a tour, it's memory, migration, resilience, and the beating hearts of champions. I'm Ijeoma, a pharmacist turned explorer, and today we are walking through more than just the streets, we are walking through history.
Hello everybody, so we are currently at Jamestown and we are going to explore Jamestown.
Before we walk into this working class neighborhood located in Accra, Jamestown district that has produced 8 world champion boxers, let's walk down memory lane and talk about how Jamestown, the name, came to be, because it used to be called Soko.
Formerly was known to be Soko, a smaller fishing community. But later on changed by King James II during our colonial era. It was named Jamestown because this is where the British settled to supersede all the slavery activity which went on
In Ghana or in Accra.
Yeah. So in this southeast sector of Accra, which is known to be Jamestown, we are Gans. We speak Gan, G-A. And we believe that we migrated from Israel to this place.
Really?
Yeah. So you can trace our roots right from Israel, Egypt, through to the some of the African countries.
That's
We went through Nigeria.
Wow.
So there is a place in Nigeria called Ile-Ife.
Yes, I know.
So people were brought in from Nigeria to help in developing this community as well. So it will interest you to know that we have a particular place in here called Jamestown, Alata.
Wow.
Yeah. And I learned the Alata means pepper. Seller.
The Alata side of
Yeah.
So we are getting closer to the place.
Okay.
We have pharmacist in the Jamestown facility. This is English is something, meaning English key, the key to the Jamestown community.
Okay.
It truly surprised me to learn that Nigerians were actually part of the early labor force that helped build Jamestown, brick by brick, breath by breath. As a Nigerian walking these streets today, it made me wonder what parts of the city were laid by hands that looked like mine. Maybe, just maybe, we are more connected than we realize.
We have different kinds of way of dressing. Yeah, we have the way we dress when it is time for maybe a party or something. The way we dress during funerals, and the way we dress during naming ceremonies. Yeah, during naming ceremony we have colors like all white, like a lace. Yeah. During parties too, you know the colors you can have peach and your sparkling colors that makes the whole thing beautiful. Yeah. Then when it comes to funeral, it also has different kinds of dressing because when you are a young woman like you, yeah, it's either brown or black. Yeah, that's the colors we use. Unlike your side that you use any kind of clothes. Yeah, but for here we have brown and black for young people. or young adult. Then when maybe her first child, she lost her first child, like the first time of her losing a child, she does black, the old that's black and white. Yeah, when she dies or an early person above 60 dies, we use white and black. But when a royal personality, someone from the royal family dies, we use red and black. Then black signifies royalty. Shows that maybe the person is a royal, is from the royal family. I have a family there.
You have family in Nigeria?
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Where?
Lagos.
Wow. You should come then. You should come. Yes. Yeah. Okay, this is the courts. This is the courts.
And also, as I was saying earlier on, Jamestown is notable to be the boxing hub of Ghana.
Yeah.
And Ghana has produced 9 world champions in boxing. All coming from this community, the famous Azuma Nelson. We are going to explore one of the boxing gyms we have in Jamestown, which is known to be the World Power Boxing Gym. And at my left side is the House of Pain.
House of Pain.
No gain,
no pain, no gain. Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, yeah. Everybody of all sizes.
So I think you are fortunate to have one of the famous upcoming boxers in our midst.
Oh, really?
Prince Dibas Lab.
Wow.
This very young guy. This young guy? You can video. So
okay.
He started boxing at the age of 3 years. Now he's 12 years old. 3 years. Now he's 12 years. So you can imagine the techniques he has developed in boxing.
Wow. At the age of 12, 3 years. Oh. No. Wow. Nice.
So that's the dad who happens to be the trainer and the coach.
Can we speak to the dad or something?
They'll go on the break.
Okay, yeah. Hello. You're doing an amazing job. You just told me.
Lab. So I think Prince Dibas Lab is everywhere now. You Google his name.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
That's amazing. Did you?
What he keeps. I'm a boxer.
He learned from you.
Learn from me.
Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Before I think he's looking back.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a joke. Wow. And it's good that you let him play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very, very good.
All my life on him.
Wow.
Hello? I didn't mean care about. I'm
Wow.
time like
CBC news everywhere.
Yeah.
You get me?
So do you advise like other people also with their children?
Yes, most of the time the wives they confuse. Even some age when they are age like you cannot be. But it's always they are deceiving us. When you watch now, even the kid, they are showing how to swim and blah 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 a whole lot.
Yeah.
So most of the time they start from childhood,
Yeah.
and they can't breathe.
Yeah.
So everybody can learn it. Boxing is an art.
Wow.
So when you learn it from beginning, maybe the time you'll be 11, 15, 20 years. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Well done. I'm really proud of you. You're doing well.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Yes.
He made a really important point. The absolute best time to pick up most skills is when you're young. Parents with a little direction should absolutely let their kids explore and learn these things. Think about it. Learning to swim or a new language at 20 versus as a kid, it's a completely different experience. We all know how much harder it can be later in life.
Okay, so you said there's a dungeon here.
So this is it.
Oh my. Okay, thank you.
Going.
Oh, okay.
I've been there so many.
But so many times. Okay. All right. Thank you. This is a dungeon, you guys.
It's okay.
Oh my.
So it's very dark in here.
Oh wow.
You can see.
Oh wow.
So it goes all the way to this side.
Oh.
But currently it has been blocked.
Okay.
And you can imagine people being chained in shadows and chains.
Yeah.
About 10, 15, 20 people lined up going towards the side. It will interest you to know that once it rains, water fill in this space that you are seeing.
Wow.
So if you are not strong as at that time, you easily die.
Wow.
Also, you can see the mark of the water on the walls.
Yeah. Wow.
But currently it has been blocked.
Wow.
So we'll be going back the same way we entered through this.
All right.
It's an incredibly difficult truth to confront. These were our own ancestors, the accounts of the past in Africa, detailing the inhumane treatments by slave masters, are heartbreaking. We are left to wonder, what crime did they commit to warrant such atrocities?
And the very white building at my right side.
Yeah.
Now, the very yellow building that you are seeing with the red roofing,
Yeah.
where they've written the Bible and the Unity,
Yes.
formerly known to be in slave registration center.
Okay.
So buying of a slave over here,
Yeah.
then you come and register them in this very building. And also you book for a particular shipping license, which will transport your slave to a particular destination. But currently, no more. Serves to be the solely distributor of Bible in the whole of Ghana. So if you want any Bible of your choice, you come in here, you come and purchase it. So during our colonial era, buying of a slave over here, then they have been taken through this very building for authentic registration. Now, at my right side here is the James Fort, named after King James II in the year 1673. It has been used on 3 different occasions. At first, it serves as an administrative position of the slavery work. It later became a slave camp in which slaves are kept. And finally, it became a prison. But for some time, Ghanaians thought it at twice that if their own prisoners are kept in here, it brings back the memory of slavery. So in the year early 2000, they have to stop using this place as prison. Our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was in prison here. We have a slave marketing place, a slave dungeon, and a tunnel that leads to the sea. So during our colonial era, it serves as a triangular business going in the buy of a slave registration, then finally to the James Fort prison. So the tunnel in which we were connected to this very building. Then the back of the James Fort is the first port and ever to be built in Ghana, where people are being taken through, then they find themselves in the middle of the sea over there, waiting for a particular ship which will transport them to their destination. Currently, the governance court of King James II serves to be the palace you have in Jamestown. So if it happens that you are the king of Jamestown, this is your palace.
Okay.
This is where.
So the king is currently living here?
No, but it's not staying there anymore.
Okay.
But that's the palace. So if it happens that you're the king of Jamestown, that's your palace.
Okay.
The famous landmark you have in Ghana.
Yeah, I used to see this a lot.
Formerly was located in the James Fort prison. But they brought it out here to serve as direction. Currently, it's unworking. But the staircase has developed a fort, so we are not allowed to climb up there.
Okay.
Anywhere you are on this particular terrain, it's going to direct you to this place.
Okay.
The reason of them bringing the lighthouse to this side is because they have the first port and Nabo located right at this side.
Wow.
And also there is a railway like connected right from the port to different villages in the community. So if it happens that a particular railway passes through your village, it means that there are raw materials in which our colonial masters are interested in. They get those kind of raw materials, then off to a particular destination.
As I moved through Jamestown, I wasn't just struck by its history or energy, but by its complexity. I got to speak with someone in the community who shared something heavy with me, something I honestly didn't expect. Jamestown has one of the highest adolescent pregnancy rates in Ghana, and for many girls, especially those with little access to care or support, that reality can turn dangerous fast. I learned that unsafe abortions here are not just common, they are quiet crises, and behind every decision is pressure from family, from partners, from society. It's a side of Jamestown we don't often hear about, but it's real. And if we're going to tell stories of this place, honestly, we have to tell them all, the joyful and the hard.
Good afternoon.
My name is Samuel. And you're welcome to the Jamestown Community Theatre
Thank
Center.
you.
It's one of the safe spaces we have here in Jamestown.
Okay.
This building originally belongs to the city authority.
Okay.
It was actually built by the British and
Oh.
was handed over to the city authorities when the British left. And so for the past 15 years, we have been working with community members on how we can improve the sexual and reproductive health of young people. Some of the activities and programs we do also centers around addressing sexual and gender-based violence. So we are currently running a movement called the Transforming Men Movement. The idea is to bring men together and create a space for men to have conversation about promoting positive masculinity, addressing sexual and gender-based violence against women and girls, but also looking at fatherhood and caregiving. So as men, we will be able to take more responsibilities at home, the part of raising our children, not only by giving money, but also being there to support in caregiving as well.
That's awesome. I work in the health field, so it's interesting to see that there's something like this in the community. It's very important. Yes.
I mean, as part of that, during some of our workshops with young people, we give them condoms, and during those workshops, we together with them, we demonstrate how to use the male condoms. We introduce them to the female condoms. We talk about contraceptives and other family planning methods. We talk about comprehensive abortion care. I know it's quite a sensitive topic, but for us, we do admit that this is the realities of most of these young people.
Exactly.
And so we try to, as much as we can, have conversations about that, introduce them to the law.
Yes.
Because currently there is a law that sort of like, it is a liberal one, so it allows people to have access to safe abortion services.
Okay, in Ghana.
In Ghana, under certain circumstances. So when there is a rape or the pregnancy poses a threat to the mother, there is an opportunity for them to go in for abortion. And so we make them aware of some of these laws and the policies that seeks to protect mothers.
In Ghana, fish isn't just food, it's survival here. It accounts for nearly 61% of household protein and supports over 2.6 million people across the country. But here in Jamestown, it's the women who keep the heart of this economy beating. From smoking to selling, they dominate the post-harvest process, turning daily catches into livelihoods, feeding families, and building generational strength with bare hands and firewood.
So as I was saying earlier on, the first port is about to be built. But currently no more. This is a newly constructed fishing harbour for the people of Jamestown.
Okay.
So the buildings, these very buildings that you are seeing, will be served as cold store. So they will store the fish over there for people to come and buy in a large scale. Also, the smaller boats on the water that you are seeing can cost about 3,000 to 4,000 American dollars. It can go all the way to Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Benin, then Nigeria. Once you own a boat like that, there are some measures that if you put in place, the boat lasts very longer for you in here. After a day's work, the profit is being divided into three. The first percentage goes to the owner of the boat. The second one goes to the workers that works in within the boat. And the final one is being kept for the maintenance of the boat. So once these measures are in place, the boat lasts very longer for you. There is a fishing community in Nigeria called Calabar. It rings a bell, right?
Yes.
About 10% of the population over there are Ghanaians.
Wow.
They move right from this place, Togo, Benin, then Nigeria, to continue doing their fishing business, and return back to Ghana in the same way as well. And also, it will interest you to know that in the same way.
The same way, okay.
It will
They go
interest
by
you.
this
Boat,
water.
yeah. So others can stay on the water like 2 to 3 months doing their fishing business. It will interest you to know that we have Nigerians living in this side of the community as well. Also, if you own a boat, it depends on the particular name, color, and the flag that you find peace with, which you will use to differentiate your boat in here in Jamestown.
Color and that you can use to differentiate it. So if it depends on the country you come from.
And you use the color which you find peace with.
Okay.
Differentiate it. The same applies to name, flag, and stars.
Okay.
And you can have about 40 or 50 people working in a particular point. You can go for fishing from Monday to Sunday, with the exception of Tuesdays, which is a tradition. But if you found yourself on the water on Tuesday, you are not allowed to cast your net into the water.
Why?
It's a tradition that we came to meet and we are following.
Okay.
Also, every month of July marks the close of season.
Okay.
No one is to be seen doing fishing activity on the water. I think that one too is a sustainable development project that helps the fish in gaining their nutrients in the water.
Okay.
So basically, this is what goes on in the community of Jamestown.
So nobody's allowed to go there, right?
Currently, there is a construction. They are still having some construction done at the entrance. That's why we are not permitted to enter through that side. So probably maybe once we are back in there again, we can as well go for us to go in there and have a look at the newly constructed Jamestown fishing. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I would like to
Sue.
continue because we are done.
Thank you, Gifty. I'm still trying to remember your name.
Richard. You can call me
Richard.
From smoked fish on the shores to feast flying in boxing gyms, Jamestown is still a place that builds people from the ground up. The women who run the fishing economy, the children sketching dreams in chalk on alley walls, the champions rising out of concrete courtyards. In this oldest part of Accra, you will find new stories written every day, not just of struggle, but of strength, of a people turning history into heritage and heritage into hope. I am Ejeomah, and if this story moved you, imagine how many more are waiting across Africa coastlines. Subscribe, share, and join me as we uncover the heartbeat of this continent, one story at